So Shogun is a really powerful page builder and visual content management system that allows people who don't know how to code to build a web page. So think of it like Wix or Weebly or Squarespace, except for super powerful and native to Shopify, BigCommerce, and we're expanding to other e-commerce platforms in 2019. So even if you're somebody who doesn't know how to write any code, you can build a completely custom web page using Shogun. And it works for landing pages, product pages, collection pages, blog pages. And so that's kind of the fundamental base. And then in 2019, at the start of next year, we're releasing things like A/B testing and other conversion rate optimization tools for you to actually perform CRO experiments and optimize your e-commerce website.
Okay. So do you find it more useful for strictly landing pages, or are you actually able to utilize it for the entire website, like product pages, home pages, all that fun stuff as well?
Yeah, we find most people get started with landing pages, and even the big companies, they end up using it for almost all of their web pages. There's some cases where they might decide, okay, I want Shogun just to manage my blog, or just landing pages for promotion. But I think that as they build more and more in our software, they realize, oh, well, I could, customize all my page types using this.
Okay. So there's a lot of, theme builders out there, page builders, different pre-existing things. What is it that kind of allows Shogun to stand out from all that other stuff?
Yeah, so if you're comparing us to something like Wix or Weebly or Squarespace, those are standalone builders, right? Ours is natively built into Shopify. So when you, or BigCommerce. So when you go in and install our application, it basically really enhances Shopify's, current page building capability, and it allows you to build pages that are then hosted and served up by Shopify. So they're not subdomained. It's not, a separate website. These are your Shopify pages built with a very, very robust add-on. Okay. And in terms of what differentiates us from, other builders that are on Shopify, is that Shogun is really, really powerful. It's adopted by, kind of case in point. I think when people think of page builders, they think, oh, this is, something, small and limited, and it's only going to work if you're willing to stay, within certain lines. And, our clients that use Shogun include, Movement Watches, Chubby Shorts, Lisa Mattresses, Gaiam Yoga Apparel. So yeah, it's for, yes, it can be used for folks that are small and DIY, but it's powerful enough that these very, very large companies can use it as well. So I'd say power is our major differentiator, and just quality of software engineering. Yeah.
Okay. So what did you see in 2018 that was, a big shift or something you guys learned from 2018?
Yeah, so the major trends that I would say are movement towards personalization, right? So wanting to build online experiences that actually adapt to who is visiting your e-commerce website and speak to them in a personal way. So a very basic, version of this is like recommended products, right? Like someone, takes a look at a product, then the site recalibrates to show, the recommended products based on learning their product interest. And so you're seeing that, more advanced, versions of that with dynamic text replacement. So when somebody is, searching a term, then all of a sudden the words on, the landing page that they'll reach will recalibrate to match what their search term was. And content, can actually, there's technology out there to allow content to shift to be personalized, based on who the viewer is. A continued trend towards mobile and, mobile first, design and development. I think it was Shopify reported this past Black Friday, that it was 66% mobile, right? Mm-hmm. So just, continuation of that trend, a switch from even designing desktop first to starting to design mobile first. And just increased, demand for shoppers to have very seamless, very smooth, very quick experiences on mobile, and wanting to be able to seamlessly, jump onto a page, view a product, and breeze through checkout easily. So, watching technologies come out like, digital wallets and, more adoption there, just to speed up that buy process. So those would be some of the main ones.
So you mentioned you guys have 2.0 coming out next year? So like in next week-ish?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Nice. So what is it about 2.0 that's so different from the current product?
For sure. So, first of all, we're getting a bit of a facelift. Just like our UI system is changing. We actually, back this summer, had Shopify's former design director join us as our design director. And so he's kind of revamped the look and feel of Shogun. In addition to that, because we are going to be offering A/B testing, we needed to build an analytics suite to be able to power that A/B testing. And so we actually built that several months ago, and it's been running in the background. We've been conducting QA on it. But you'll be able to actually compare, page to page performance off a variety of metrics. So off of things like traffic, add to carts, sales, email collections, things like that. You can actually compare pages, and you'll get snapshots of your top performing pages and your worst performing pages in your dashboard, and also be able to kind of view that in our analytics suite. And the nice thing about that is then you can go ahead and take action on taking, your worst performing pages and again, starting to run A/B testing on them to figure out how you can increase their performance.
Nice.
That's the main stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So you obviously have a very large launch coming up. When is that coming out? Like literally 2019. So next week.
Yeah. The new dashboard should be out and analytics should start to be out for about 25% of our client base right now. When we do rollouts, we just make sure to not, hit everybody at once so we can collect the feedback there. But A/B testing engineering is telling me January, which means that probably February.
Yeah.
but yeah, very, very soon, within the next probably, 4 to 8 weeks.
Nice. So obviously that's plenty, but is there anything else you guys are expecting to start rolling out in 2019 that you'd be willing to share?
Yeah, it's there is the stuff, especially in the first half, is not. Well, I don't know I think it's still pretty exciting. One thing that we don't want to lose sight of as we're building out our conversion suite is the importance of our robust page building capability. And so we're going to be going and doing a pass on the editor and looking at every single individual element and asking ourselves, what more in terms of styling controls, configurations, and features can we add to this to make it even more robust? And we're going to be adding new elements to Shogun as well. So just more power in the editor. We know that, page building is the bedrock that Shogun's been built on. So we want to keep that extra strong.
So you're we know you're on Shopify and BigCommerce, but you mentioned you're coming out on other platforms as well soon?
Yep.
Which ones are you guys thinking about releasing on?
So we have plans for Commerce Cloud next, so Salesforce, and then we'll probably go and do Magento after that.
Nice. I'm sure there'll be some Magento people that'll be happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So is a majority? I can guess, but I'm assuming a majority of your sellers are on Shopify right now.
That's correct, Shopify and BigCommerce. But we have a funny story. Shogun initially was for a completely different purpose. It was a page builder for Ruby on Rails, and we kind of found Shopify as a happy accident in 2015. But we didn't even realize the potential that was there until 2017. So that's when we started to really take off. We started work, on the project full time in spring of 2017. And we didn't we didn't make it multi-platform until fall of 2017. So it's been just over a year now. So because of that, most of our user base is Shopify. Most of our client base is Shopify. But we're seeing strong adoption in BigCommerce, and we do, Shogun is a multi-platform software. So we'll support all of them.
So when someone first starts with Shogun, right? So like, I'm a new client, great, let's use it. What are usually the first things you suggest them to start looking into that tends to be the lowest hanging fruit for most? What's that like easy win that a seller can typically get with Shogun?
Yeah, the easy win is to take a look at, some of our templates. We went and got inspiration from a lot of stores, and long form sales templates that we felt, would work pretty well. So checking out the templates to see if that's a good starting point, especially if you've never designed a web page before. Otherwise, like in my mind, the low hanging fruit is being able to, build a page, and all of our elements are responsive by design, but really going and you can preview your page for widescreen, laptop, tablet, and mobile, and going and really fine-tuning your mobile page to make sure that you have like a custom mobile experience that works really, really well. And you actually don't need to have the same experience for like a laptop version and a mobile version in Shogun. Like you would build the page normally in mobile or in desktop, but then if there are things that you want to fine tune, every element has a screen settings feature. So you can actually decide to turn that element to show on or off based on the screen size. So in doing that, you can build a completely custom mobile experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up any more of your Friday. I really appreciate it. I always try to make these quick and painless for you.
You're saving me from lots of boring operations work and state filing stuff. So it's no bother at all.
Oh, then you're welcome. Would you mind? So I'm sure we put these up on YouTube and our blog and all that fun stuff. So would you mind giving us just a nice little where everyone can find more information about Shogun and kind of give us your closing statement here?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find Shogun in the Shopify App Store if you just search for Shogun. And you can also find us in the BigCommerce App Store if you again search for Shogun. And what I'm actually going to do is right after this, I'm going to create a discount code for those who are fans of Seller's Choice. That's going to give 20% off any Shogun plan for life. So it'll give you 20% off every month. And I'm going to go ahead and grab that code, and I'm going to drop it in the comments after this. And if you click that, it'll take you to the Shopify App Store. The price won't be reduced there, but if you install, you're going to see the prices, the discounts reflected on the Pick a Plan page. So that's just a little holiday something for folks who are following Seller's Choice.
Nice. Nick, appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck, awesome. 2019. I'm sure I'll talk to you again. Have a good one.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it.